Okay, Ted, I would just start with the game against Wickham if we can. A good performance for large parts of that game, an opportunity for the manager maybe to see some players he hasn't seen a huge amount of, not necessarily yourself because he's seen enough of you, but despite the defeat, some good performances in a decent game.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what it's about, really. When you get like opportunities to show what you can do and show the manager what you can bring to a team, it's important. And even though you say you've seen enough of me, I think it's still important. Like whatever position you're in terms of playing, whether you're starting or you're in and out, it's an opportunity to show what you can do.
Cal, sorry, can I stop you there? Did you want to, because the volume's just gone up halfway through, Cal?
I didn't know. He stepped out. Shall I go get him quick?
No, I just wondered because the volume went up and I didn't know whether that would be a problem for him or problem for me. Anyway, no, I'll carry on.
No
I'll carry on anyway. You said actually, not seen enough of you, but obviously with Peter Kiosa coming in, that's given you huge competition in your position. Peter's played quite a few games, scored some goals, and that for you is direct competition and an opportunity if you say, hold on a minute, that's my place. Is that good for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the most important things as a player. I think sometimes without even knowing it, you can get comfortable when you don't have that competition. So definitely, I think that's just an individual thing on how to navigate it, how to push myself. I think for me as well, I'm always looking, especially in this situation, me and Peter are different types of players. So sometimes I'm looking at him thinking, okay, I can take, a string from his bow in this way, and hopefully he does the same. So yeah, it's definitely good.
Do you get on?
Yeah, definitely. We're in the same change room next to each other and stuff. I think there's not a person in this squad that doesn't get along with each other, which is really positive. It's one of the best environments I've been in.
And obviously, the season started so well, Tennai. The season started brilliantly, and everyone was, really impressed. And there's been a drop off. It's a sticky patch that the club's going through at the moment. The win at Wigan was superb, obviously a great win, but it's about riding these patches, isn't it? From what we've learned, from what we've seen, your head coach in Liam Manning is very calm about everything. There's no panic at all. Is that the same with the players?
Yeah, definitely. I think it filters down. And I feel like we've got like a really ambitious and strong-minded group. So I think when you go through these patches, that's important. And I think it's a message that's been driven to all the players. Right at the start when things were going well, even before things were going well, and we had the that run of games, it was kind of just made clear that there's going to be times that we may not win a couple of games in a row, or go through a couple of draws or wins and losses, and different types of games, different types of oppositions. Things will get hard, things will be easy, and it's just about remaining level-headed. And I think that is a big thing with the manager as well. He talks a lot about balancing your emotions and focus, and a lot of the meetings and work we do actually is quite focused on the mental side of football, which I think is gives you an advantage in every way you could want.
I was asked at the beginning of the season, right at the point where the previous manager left, early doors, and there was a bit of not confusion, but it was difficult for everyone, I think, involved. And somebody said, "Where do you think MK Dons are going to finish this season?" I said, "I haven't got a clue. I don't know how these players are going to respond." And I think that's pretty much fair for everyone. Now that the squad, the club started so well, it's raised expectations with the fans, obviously, because of that start. And I suppose from your perspective, as all the players, you're like, hold on, we can do anything we want to do in this division. We've beaten some of the bigger clubs in this division. We can, make the playoffs. We can push for promotion.
Definitely, 100%. I think, like I said, when I came in the group, straight away, I kind of felt that energy of ambition and players wanting to do well, and a belief in each other, not just the manager or the previous manager. So like you said, obviously it's fair that everyone kind of thinks what's going to happen and X, Y, and Z, but during that transition time, I think for me personally, that made everything quite clear that, okay, we can achieve something here, because you could just tell the boys love playing with each other. They believe in each other. And I think that's all you really need to succeed, especially obviously we've got bundles of talent, so that's important as well. But yeah.
And what's really important is never to take any opposition for granted, despite of their league position, because we've seen obviously games against teams like Doncaster and Shrewsbury. People will say, well, Dons will go there and get results. It's not always the case, and I suppose that's the same when you come up against a side like Crewe.
Yeah, 100%. I think listen, every game in this league is a difficult game because each team has their own style of play, has their own strength that they're bringing. But I think what's good about this group is that although we've had a couple of results that didn't go our way, we're not down in the dumpsters about it. We're not dwelling on it. We're focusing on what our strengths are and trying to come back from it. And I think that's the most important thing, without obviously underestimating our opposition.
Great stuff. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
That you probably weren't going to be signing a deal, but obviously your performances had obviously impressed him during that pre-season period. How much expectation did you have when you came to MK Dons? Did you think there was going to be light at the end of the tunnel, or did you just come literally to keep up your fitness?
I would say, but I tried to kind of keep an open mind and say anything can happen. Maybe just see how it goes and train for fitness, etc. But I think the person I am, I think deep in my heart, as soon as I came, I wanted to do well and I wanted to get a contract. So that was on my mind. That was my focus, and I trained like it and played like it when I could in those games. And obviously blessed to be able to sign.
How did it come about in the first place? Was it just a case of just ringing around clubs to say, can I come in for a couple of weeks?
So it was quite a weird situation actually. So obviously I was without a club for a couple of weeks when the pre-season started, and my agent obviously was trying to get clubs sorted, places I could go on trial, etc. And I came through Reading's academy with Zach Jules, and we've been keeping in contact for years. So he kind of texted me one day and kind of just said, I forgot how he worded it, but along the lines of, would you want to come down to MK? Because the manager had spoke to him about positions that needed filling or he was interested in, etc. And I think he had seen me through some clips as well. So then, my agent got in contact. They spoke, and I was just buzzing to come down and train and show what I could do.
That doesn't mean Zach takes a cut of your pay.
He's tried, but no.
And how have you found it so far at MK Dons? As Luke mentioned, you've been sort of rotating with Peter Kyoto, but some of your performances have been really strong so far.
Yeah, I think just to play football, it's one of the best feelings you can have, especially with the fans back and stuff. So I've been loving it, and that's all I wanted to do since I got here. I think obviously I'd be lying to say if I didn't want to play every game, but I understand how football works. And like I said, this is a talented group. Peter's come in and he's done well. I think it's something that just pushes me, and I think everyone here as well has got their kind of eyes set on the bigger picture, which is positive, and I'm on the same hymn sheet. So kind of just pushing on and enjoying training and doing what I can do.
Of course, it's not just that position. We saw you playing it at centre back in the week as well. That was is that a slightly different position for you?
Yeah. I've played there previously, but not. I wouldn't say it's a position I'm completely familiar with or anything. But I enjoy kind of different roles and different things. You learn so much through a game. When especially just like the other night, it's a different type of game. I felt it was quite open and stuff, and I probably had to try and command a bit more from people around me being in the centre-back position. So yeah, it opens my eyes as well to what the centre-backs, want from a wing-back. And when Woz is sprinting back and 50 metres and screaming at me, I have a bit more understanding now, so.
I was going to say, you're a little bit more sympathetic to when Warren's screaming at you, yeah?
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of leaders in that dressing room at the minute. Do you consider yourself one of those voices as well? Obviously, playing in that back line, you sort of have to give a picture of what's unfolding in front of you to the guys, don't you?
Definitely, yeah. I think that's a big part of it. I think my personality and how I play, I try and lead in a different way. I'm not exactly a person that's going to be constantly, you know, like shouting or screaming, etc. But I try to lead through actions, or, you know, there's times off the pitch that you have conversations and different things. But definitely, I think everyone's got a role to lead. But like you said, especially in the back five is one of the most important things. You can see everything. You know, you've got to give all the information you can. So
that's fantastic. Thanks so much.